What's going on, everyone? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. And in today's video, we're taking a look at the RX-78-2 Master Grade Gundam version 3.0. Let's get into it. Oh, right. The mail's here. Yo, he's gone. Let's party.
Yo, Mikey, you want some pizza? Radical, dude. Hey, Kakarot.
What's up, Vegeta?
Today's the day I will finally defeat you. Everyone, back to your places. He's coming.
Dude Retro Toy Reviews. Let's go ahead and open the box and see what's on the inside. Alright, and for what you get inside of the box, you get right here, we're going to start off with the runners, and here is Runner A, Runner B, Runner C, and this is, of course, all your clear parts. Runner D, this is, looks like the bazooka, and then you have part of the shield. Here is Runner E, F1, F2, G1, G2, H1, and this one is like a more, kind of hard to describe it. It's kind of like a gray or almost, it's got like a little bit of a hint of like tan in it. It's different than the white, just barely. I don't know if it's really coming across on camera, but it's just slightly darker. It's got more of like a tan tint to it. H2, and this one is also that same like grayish tan color. I, and these are going to be like all the parts for the inner frame. And same with this one. This is J1, J2, K, L. Yeah, this runner right here for, looks like a hand. It looks like these fingers, they may be posable. That's this hand right here. Well, two hands. You got a small set of polycaps. Not too many with this kit. And of course, you have your clear parts for the beam saber. You have this really nice sheet of sticker style decals. And you got these really cool like metallic gold ones. I've never messed with these before. So I'm actually kind of excited and looking forward to see how these go on. But you got this really cool sheet right here of sticker decals. And last, of course, you have your manual. And this is just your typical standard instructions for putting together a model kit. So nothing really too new there. Oh, and it does show right here. It looks like the fingers are posable on that hand. So that's pretty cool. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this kit together and let's check it out. All right, and here is the RX-78 fully built. And this kit is looking really, really cool. But let's go ahead and pull out this measuring tape and see how tall this model is. So, looks like he is standing right at like 7¼ inches. Pretty decent height. Pretty good height. I love the way this model kit looks. It looks so amazing. It looks really, really cool. And this is without any extra work put into it. No panel lining, no painting, no stickers, no nothing. This is just snapped together. This is what the model kit looks like. And if you look here, you see there's different colors. So there's like a white plastic, and then there's kind of like a grayish, a really, really light gray plastic. So it actually allows, like, there's like parts of the model kit where it's like color separated, and it just adds just so much detail to this kit. There's even like darker grays too. So there's like a dark gray, light gray, and then there's white. So it looks really, really cool. All the parts separation, like with the colors and everything, looks really cool. And here is the head here. So you can get a look at that sculpt right there. And the head. Looks really, really cool. I mean, close-up shot of the parts right here. all the different colors. This piece right here is annoying. This little piece right here, it keeps falling off. I hate it. That's a piece that I'm actually thinking of gluing on, just because it keeps falling off. A lot of times when I'm messing with this kit, it just falls off, and it's so annoying to put up with. But other than that, really, really cool kit. Extremely frustrating to put together. This kit was not easy to put together, especially right here in the elbow. This part was probably the most difficult part of the entire model kit to build. It was so frustrating. It took me so long, and I hated it. But once I got the first one done, the second one went by a whole lot quicker because I knew what I was doing at that point. But this first one, though, oh man, it was annoying as heck. I hated it. There's some complicated parts in the chest to kind of put together. The chest wasn't too terribly easy. Like, for a beginner, I would not suggest building this kit. If you've never built a Gunpla before, do not start with this kit. You're going to have a very difficult time. Start with something that's going to be a little bit easier. I've built a Master Grade Destiny Gundam. I've built a lot of the Gundam Wing Master Grades. I've built the Real Grade Gal Gaigar. Like, I've built all those, and this was by far the hardest kit that I've built. So start with anything else other than this kit. So that's just my little warning. Do not buy this kit if you've never built a Gunpla before. Start with something that's a little bit easier. This kit was pretty challenging, the way the parts go together. It was just not easy. Even the manual didn't help too much either. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world. But now that you've gotten a close look at this model kit and we've gone over the detail and everything, let's go ahead and get into the articulation. So the head here looks up that much. Whoops, that part comes off a lot too, so be careful with that. Let me put this on real quick, and then I'll be back. There we go. All right, and so the head looks down a good amount. There is some nice head pivot, and so this neck joint right here does move as well, along with the ball joint that connects to the head. So good range of movement right there in the head. Now this right here is going to be annoying to deal with. I'm going to try and do it without this part falling off. But if you look right here, there's a little rectangular piece that connects this part right here and the back part of the chest. And this little rectangular piece likes to pop off a lot. It's kind of frustrating to deal with as well. Whenever I'm articulating the arm or moving the arm, that part likes to fall off. So we're going to see how this goes. So the arm here goes out a good amount. Nice butterfly joint right here in that arm. And this little flap that I was telling you about, it raises up. And you can see that's that joint right there for the that connects to the shoulder and then to the chest. And you can actually raise your arm up just like that. So you get some good motion out of that arm. So he can raise his arm up a lot, which is really, really cool that he can raise his arm up that much. So that is the one good thing about that separating part right here. That rectangular piece is it can move out of the way to allow so much motion in this arm. But this part does tend to come off a lot. So far it hasn't come off, which is really nice. But that's that articulation in that shoulder. And of course there is a bicep swivel. And let me lower this arm back. Put that back. And of course the arm does spin all the way around. There is a nice double bend at that elbow. There is a spin at the wrist. So the wrist goes all the way around. And this right here I am not a fan of. But these fingers, they all have their own articulation. All of the knuckle joints, they all articulate. And that back part for the hand just fell off. But all of the articulation joints, all of the knuckles, they all articulate. Which is a really cool gimmick, but I am not a fan of it. I don't like it because the fingers feel fragile. And there's actually been a few times where the fingers have actually popped off. And once they pop off, the joint gets a little weak where they connect, and then the fingers want to fall off a lot. So I'm being very careful so they don't. But yeah, I am not a fan of these types of hands. I actually prefer molded hands where they're just, you know, kind of stuck together. I prefer that so much more over this. It's a cool gimmick, but I'm not a fan of it. I have no idea if I'm in the majority or the minority with that opinion, but that's just my opinion. And then right here in the chest, this part right here opens up. Let me get these tweezers, that'll help. This part right here opens up. So you can see the cockpit right there, and you see a little Amuro pilot sitting in there. Pretty cool.
And one thing I did want to point out, I noticed when I was editing this video that to open the cockpit, you don't just lift that up right there. There's a door right here, and this actually opens up. Take that and come on. It's very difficult to open. It's very tight. I don't like it. But yeah, you can open that up so you can see Amuro down in there. So that's how it's supposed to open, but it is a very, very tight door that you have to open, like the hatch for the cockpit. I don't like it. It's super tight, and I'm always afraid that I'm going to scratch it, but that's just how it is. Like, it just is very tight, and I don't like it. So to actually like close it without worrying too much about scratching it would just be to take it off and then push this part here back down there. Oh, it has to go down some more. There we go. So now it's fully closed, and it's just kind of dumb that it's that tight, and you have to, like, in order to do it properly without like worrying about breaking anything or scratching anything or messing anything up, is to actually take off this section just to open the door. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. So honestly, it is just a whole lot easier to just open that. It's just so much easier. But yeah, just wanted to point that out. I missed that in my review.
There is swivel action in the waist, and this is one thing that I don't like. The waist, when you articulate it, it exposes the cockpit right there, and that piece I was telling you about just fell off. It exposes the cockpit right there when you go to bend the waist back. Now, if you crunch forward, you don't get much. You don't get much out of that waist crunching forward, so that's kind of a bummer. Now let's put this piece back. That probably won't be the last time it falls off during this review. Now, all of these waist skirts right here, they do articulate. Those ones lift up. Let's move the arm out of the way. These ones here articulate and swivel and move. The back ones also as well. So now that we've got those waist skirts out of the way, let's move that leg up, and that leg kicks forward a lot, which is really nice. Let's see how back it goes. It doesn't go back as much, but it still goes back a good amount. So really nice. There is some swivel right here at the thigh. There is some nice articulation right there in that knee. Really nice articulation right there. And then right here in the foot goes down. I really despise this part right here of the leg. because when you bend the foot down, it hits right here, the back of the foot. And so the foot can't go down but so much. And I don't see a point to this. And when it hits right here, it actually separates the part in the leg right here. So super, super annoying. I don't like that. But that part right here articulates right where the ankle is. There is some toe articulation. And see, when I bend the foot down, you see that part right there separating. There is some articulation right here in the heel. The foot goes up a good, oh. And that's another thing that I hate, is because of this part right here, it puts pressure on the foot and it kind of pushes the foot down and out of the way. I really do not like it. I don't get it. I don't understand why that part is even there, because it doesn't do anything, and if anything, it just separates the foot from the leg. I don't get it. I really do not get it. And I've looked in the manual, and that's how it looks in the manual, so I don't understand. I really don't, but that's like that. The foot goes up that much, so decent articulation in the foot. But this part right here really makes the foot like just wanting to separate from the rest of the leg, and it just falls off a lot. So really annoying to deal with as well. And now that we've gone over all of the articulation with this model kit, let's go ahead and get into the accessories. And first up, let's go ahead and get into the beam sabers, because these beam sabers right here, they do pop off. Let's move him out of the way. So you got this beam saber right here, the little handle. And you do get these clear pieces, and it plugs in just like that. So now you got a cool beam saber for him to hold on to. And if you look right here, you see that little slot right there on the handle. On the hands, if you look, let me do this one. Let's pop this little backing plate off on the back of the hand, because it'll be easier. So pop that off. And if you see right there, right here, if you see right here on the hand, you see that little part right there. Now if you push that out just like that, so it's sticking out, let me see if I can get, there we go. Get a good look at that. So if you push that out, you can then plug your beam saber where that little slot is on it, because your beam saber also has one of these little things. So it plugs in on the top part of the hand that's open, and then the bottom part plugs into the beam saber. So you just plug that in there. Let's move those fingers back like he's holding on to it. Try and be careful. And there you go. There you go. Now he's got a nice good grip on that beam saber. So that thing is not falling out, and he's got a good grip on that. And that is how he holds on to pretty much all of his weapons. All the weapons, they come with that little part that comes out of the weapon, that little rectangular piece, and you just kind of plug them all into the hand just like so. And next up here is one of his guns that he comes with. This part right here articulates, and so does the scope right here. So really, really cool. So there is some articulation with this gun, but nice, cool little gun. And here is this awesome, awesome little bazooka. This thing is cool. I really love the look of this. This thing looks sick. It's hollow on the inside too. But this thing looks cool. And the handle right here does move just a little bit. Not too much, but it does move a little bit. And if you see right here, that part there opens up. If you look on the back, you see this little piece right here on the back of the waist. Now if you move that around so it's exposed, you can see it's got that right there, and you just take this, you just plug it in to the back of the waist, and there he goes. Now he can actually hold on to the bazooka on the back of his waist right there. So really, really cool that he can hold on to that bazooka. I really do like that. And next up here is his shield. Looks really, really nice. I do like the look of this. And if you look right here, you just see that little piece right here, and you just move that down, and it creates a opening so he can hold on to the shield, and you can pose him to where he's like looking through it, so he can have some cover while also being able to see the enemy in front of him. So really cool that it has that opening right there to expose the shield, so it gives him some visibility while he's taking cover. Really, really nice. And if we go back to the gun, this part right here, if we can get it to open up, you just have to do a little work with it with the tweezers, but you bring that part right there out, and you see those little holes right there. You can plug that in just like that, so he can store his gun right on to his shield. Pretty cool gimmick that he has with that, so he can store that gun on the back of the shield. Then right here there's a little peg, and if you look on the back of the RX-78, you see this little square piece right there. You just take that and push that in. Come on, let's get it to rotate. It's coming. It's coming just a little bit. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. So it rotates, so you have that part right there. You have that little square, and you can plug the shield right on his back. So really cool. Really cool that he can hold onto the shield as well on his back. So, but yeah, I just really love it when action figures and model kits have weapon storage on them, so they can store their weapons on the figure itself. Really cool. Always love it when figures have that ability. And so if you look right there, he's holding on to the handle. If you switch around to the other side, this part right here, it does kind of like clip into the forearm. When you go to press it in, you can feel it like click in. So it does provide some support, but I just wish there was something like a peg like this that plugged into the forearm itself to provide it just a little bit more support. But he does have a decent grip on it. Let's give it the shake test. It's not coming off, so I guess it's okay. But I just wish it had a little bit more support, because it doesn't feel like he has that much support into it, like a good grip. But, I mean, it just may be my personal opinion, but that's just how I feel. I just wish it was just a little bit better of a grip. And next up, here is the Core Fighter. Really cool that he comes with this Core Fighter. Now, the fact that the landing gear on this is clear, interesting choice. I'm not entirely sure why they made it clear plastic, but they did. But this looks really nice. I do like the look of it. Now, there is one thing that you can do with this. You can actually convert this into the, I guess you want to say the AB section of the RX-78. And you can actually have the RX-78 have this into the in the ab section, which is cool, but I also kind of don't like it at the same time. So I'll show you how it works. So you want to pop the landing gear off. There we go. Just plug that off, and then close the wings. And then you want to flip that down. Oh, wait, first, if you look at the cockpit right there, you can see Amuro in there. And if you see this right here, just push up on this and flip it around. So then he is now in a different seating position. So then you close that up, push that down, and there we go. And now we have the core fighter ready to go in the ab section. Now what you do with this is you have to be kind of careful. You want to pull this off. If you look right here, just take this. Come on. Just be a little careful. Separate this. There we go. And this is like a more like solid plastic core fighter section that you can build, so you can have the core fighter separate, or if you want, you can plug the core fighter into the RX-78 like I'm about to show you. But you have that section right there. So you do want to separate this part right here off of the core ab section of the RX-78. You want to separate that. And first, you want to plug this down in there, just like that. And then you just take this part right here, and you plug that down in there, just like that. You take your core fighter. Here we go, and plug that in. And then next, you take your RX-78. And there you have it. Now you have the core fighter in the ab section. Now it looks okay, but then again, if you go to articulate that ab, you can see the core fighter section exposed. And I just don't like the way it looks. So you can do it if you really want to, but I think it'll be better just to use this section right here for the ab. That way you can still have the core fighter separate. And then, of course, you do get a little Amuro pilot. Really, really tiny. And I wish he had a base. Like a lot of the other pilots that I've gotten with the master grades, they usually come with a base that they stand on. He doesn't have a base, so he doesn't really stand up on his own too well. But you have that little pilot right there. And then last, of course, you do get this little piece right here, which is for the action base. So you can plug onto the bottom of him up under there on that waist, and so you can do some cool poses on an action base. So you do get this little piece right here. And then one other little gimmick that he has, you can undo that. Let's see if we can get, there we go. So if you look down in there, you see there's a lot of room in there. Now what you can do, you can get one of these. These are little LED lights. Turn that on. And this one is a yellow one. And these are separate. You have to buy these separate. And you can plug that down in there in the waist. Plug this. The light goes up. So it goes in the kit just like that. And goes on just like so. And you can do this right here. So the light goes through the eyes and the sensor up there. And once you put like a sticker on over the eyes, or if you were to like paint black around the eye, then that would kind of provide like a cool effect where the eyes are glowing. So if you put the sticker up there, or if you painted that red, then that would kind of glow, the sensor right there would glow red. So that's kind of cool. But I realized once you put this LED light in the kit, you would have to take it out every single time you want to turn it on or off, because there's no way to turn this on while it's inside the kit. And there's no way to turn it off once it's inside either. So you have to completely take the battery out, like this little LED light. You have to completely take it out every single time you want to turn it on and off. Extremely frustrating, and I don't like that. So I'm not going to use this one. I did look up online, and there is a website that actually sells these, and they actually come with a magnet, and you can put the magnet up to it, like up to like the chest or something, and it would actually turn the light on and off, which is a really cool and it's really nice. I haven't used them, but that's what people are saying online. So I'm going to have a link to that page down in the description below. If you're interested in that and you want to give it a try, I will try that. This one right here, I got off of Amazon. I don't like it. So I may try to get one of those ones that has that magnet that turns it on and off while it's inside of the kit. So I might try one of those. And one thing I do want you to be mindful of, watch out for those. I've completely bent mine and broke it because a lot of times when I'm messing with this kit, for some reason, my finger always wants to go on that and hold and push down whenever I'm doing anything. And you see I've broken it. I don't know how I'm going to fix it. I'm not sure if I am going to fix it. What I may do, I may just completely cut that off completely and cut this one down, sand it down, and just leave it flat. I'm not sure if I can fix that. I may try to fix it first before completely cutting it off, but yeah, be mindful of these when you're messing with this kit. They're weak, they're not that strong, and I've broken mine, so just be mindful of that.
Let's go ahead and pull out the measuring tape here. And the RX-78 is standing just over 7 inches tall. And for the first size comparison, I wanted to compare them to another master grade. So here is the master grade heavy arms. And next up, here's something smaller. Here is the SH Figure Arts Ultraman Jeed. Let's take him out. And next up, here he is next to a 6-inch scale figure. So here is the Lightning Collection Ryu Power Ranger. And last, here he is next to the Super 7 Ultimates Megazord. And that's going to be it for my review of the Master Grade RX-78. This kit was pretty challenging. This was not an easy kit to build. I've built a bunch of Master Grades, and this one was the most difficult. But it looked amazing when I was done. I did do some panel lining. I applied the decals. The decals looked sick. I loved how they went on. The blue, when you're putting the decal on the blue parts of the Gundam, it does kind of show a little bit of the outline of the decal, but for the rest of the market, especially the white, you don't really see the outline of those decals, and I think this kit just turned out amazing. I did end up painting the gold parts that are on the elbows and the knees. I tried using the gold stickers that the kit comes with. They didn't really work too well. I didn't like how they worked. They kept wanting to peel off, and I just did not like working with those. And I just figured it'd be a whole lot easier just to paint them. So I painted those. And yes, on the backpack, I did end up cutting those little plastic pieces that were on the backpack. I ended up cutting those off since I did break one of them, and I just painted the stripe that they're on gold to kind of match the rest of the gold parts that I had painted, and I think it looked pretty good. Now, everything you're getting with this is a lot. The weapons that he comes with are really cool. The bazooka, the gun, the shield, the 2 beam sabers, like everything is you get a lot with this model kit, and I love the color separation with the parts. It really makes a model kit have so much more detail and really stand out. I got my kit on Amazon for around $55. It's a pretty affordable master grade, not gonna lie. And that's it for my review. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dude Retro, and I'll see you next time.